Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome back from spring recess. In this video, we're going to be covering modules 10 and 11. In module 10, we have some mechanical ways of creating art, both printmaking and photography. We're going to have you shoot a photography portfolio for the project this coming week. And then in the next module, we only have one lecture, but it's really, really good. It's on art theft, looting, and repatriation. It's one of my interests in art history, and we also have the quiz in that module. So let's head over to the Canvas site and I'll walk you through everything in the next two modules. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. We're going to head into module 10 first. Up top we have the usual material, the video you're watching, our action plan for the week, my office hours every Wednesday from 3 to 7. We have two lectures this week. The first one on printmaking, the study guide. We'll delve into the further exploration material here, where we do have our readings. And then also, this is really essential to watch all the videos in the further exploration section. There are going to be 5 printmaking processes we cover, including relief, intaglio, lithography, silk screening, and creating a monotype. So those are the 5 processes we cover. There is only so much I can talk about in a lecture. This is more material that you need to watch as it's being created. So once again, these are really important videos to watch and take note of. Following that, we have photography, our lecture and study guide. For the further exploration section, we have some readings. Sally Mann, I think, is probably the most incredible living artist in this medium, and so I have a link to her website. Important videos would be how daguerreotypes are made. This talks about how to turn a room into a camera obscura. Camera obscuras are talked about a lot in the early part of the lecture. They are precursors to the camera. This would be an optional video, as well as this one, but I think it's really fun to see how a lot of these artists work within their studios, and this one shows that. It's just a couple-minute video. I'm going to jump down to the journal entry before I go into the project for the next 2 weeks. For the journal, what I want you to do is I want you to choose a photographer to share that you think their work is not only important and impactful, but also that you share the same culture with. So keep in mind, culture is a very broad term. We normally think about race or religion, but it's something more than that. It's something we share as a group. And so for this project, you want to think about your interests, your hobbies, things that you hang out and do with friends, anything like that. There's always going to be a photographer involved in that type of culture. So I'm going to have you choose one, talk about them. You're going to include an example of the photographer's work, but also a couple short paragraphs. One, where you found out about them, why you think their work is impactful, and a little bio information. In the second paragraph, the culture that they share with you. So you do want professional photographers. And then this is an example that I had from a past student. So that works out really well. Again, you can see 2 paragraphs and an image. That's what I'm looking for your journal entry. Going back to the project, I'm going to have you create a photography portfolio. So from this time on, you want to be able to take photos, and this is generally after you've watched the photography lecture. You're going to be introduced to a lot of famous artists, and I want you to go out and shoot 7 photos. There is a list of 12 options here. Again, you only have to shoot 7 of them. And then you're going to create a portfolio. So each portfolio page is going to look like this. You're going to have the image, you're going to have the category it fulfills, you're going to have a caption, the date that it was taken, and then a description. So you want generally about 3 sentences, 4 sentences for each one. Each of them is going to go 1 per page. So you're going to submit 1 document of 7 pages within it. And the due date is the 13th, but as long as you turn it in by the 20th, there are no points deducted. Once again, take a look at all of these categories, and there's a little explanation about them. And that is going to be the project, 35 points, so 5 points each. And then we'll head into Module 11. So Module 11 just has 1 lecture to it, but it's on art theft, looting, and repatriation. This is really a fun topic in art. It's something that runs concurrently throughout art history. It's nothing new. It's happened for millennia. And this is also a professional lecture, so it's a little bit different than the lectures that I had normally taped and recorded for you. The study guide and then the further exploration section just has a quick reading and also some videos of films that deal with art theft, all of which are good to watch. Journal 10. Journal 10 asks you to pull an article from a database that the article should be focused on art theft. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the library's website. You're going to click on databases. And if you have a particular database that you've already used for projects and you feel comfortable using it, please do so. Such as JSTOR is a real common one, or Academic Search Complete is a real, again, very common one. But for me, we're going to see if we have, there we go, US News Stream. I like this because it has newspaper articles, and they're generally fairly short, but they're still substantial enough for us to complete this project. I also focus my interest in World War II, particularly art theft by the Nazis. You're going to think of a number of search terms to plop into the search bar, and all these articles are going to come up. It does not matter to me if it's an older article, like from the late 90s, or if it's something a lot more contemporary, such as 2013 or 2025. I mean, that's the cool thing, is that art theft happens all the time. So let's take a look at this one here, dealing with legacy of Nazi art thefts. And in the instructions, I asked that the article be at least 500 words in length. This one's 736. It's perfect. You do not want any article shorter than 500 words. You do not want an article that focuses on a book review. And you also don't want an article over 2,500 words. That's just too long. What you're going to do is you're going to summarize the article. You're going to then add a citation as well as the link. Now, normally what will happen if you hit the citation button here, looks like the close quote button, it already has the citation attached. That is perfect. So you just want to copy that, and then you're going to paste that right into the journal for this week. So you'll have an article that deals with art theft, a summary, and then finally the citation. And that's all you have to do. So it's pretty easy. Let me close all of these windows here. There we go. And if you have questions or anything like that, feel free to ask questions. I'm happy to help you. You also have a link for research assistance here. So library hours, online research help, all of that. So once again, let me get this out of the way. We'll go back to the module. And the only other thing we have to complete by the 20th is the quiz. So the quiz will cover printmaking, photography, and art theft. 20 questions in 20 minutes. And that, my friends, is all you have to do for these 2 weeks. I will be back shortly to tell you about modules 12 and 13. Don't forget, as the class winds up here, now that we're getting toward the latter half of the course, you have until May 25th to complete the museum project. So make sure you have visited a museum and submit all the information I ask for on that. If you are wondering where that project is, you can always just go to the home page, and then right here at the bottom, that's where the museum project, that's the easiest way to find it.